Hey loves, welcome. So I'm just gonna get right to it. I am trying to make a trim for the bottom part that is missing the veneer. I tried this one design from the ILD mold, but as you can see here shortly, it's too short, so it wasn't gonna work out. So I went in and tried one of the other designs from the ILD molds, and I am using modeling clay from Redesign with Prima here. So it's the next day and look at this. This is horrible. I guess it shrunk, obviously, and it cracked everywhere. That looks so bad. All right. I've never used this. So this is the modeling material by Redesign with Prima, and I've never really seen anyone use it. So, and I also didn't look it up. No, thank you, baby. I also didn't look it up to see how it works or anything like that. So that is my bad. However, this is not what I was expecting. So this sucks because now this delays me. But this looks horrible. Oh my God. My goodness is right, because this was a hot mess, so I had to take this off, which came off fairly well. My intention was to create another trim for it, but I was kind of worried that it was gonna stand out in the bottom of it, and so it makes me a little bit worried for when it comes to shipping. Anything can happen, and then I didn't want it to break, so yeah, I said no, and I opted for wood filler here, which I'm sanding down. I didn't do the most professional job with this wood filler, but it's okay. Honestly, at this point, I was tired, so I said I'm just gonna make texture, and this is the texture I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm not done with this piece, so but here I'm just using my surf prep sander, and I really like these cushions sandpaper thingies, because you can really get the curve of the piece of furniture, and it doesn't mess up the rest of the furniture itself. So I really enjoy that, and I could have left that as it was since I'm adding texture to it, but I did want this to be a little bit more smooth, so I'm sanding this down. I'm not worried that it's gonna be perfect, because again, I'm adding texture to this bottom part of this piece. So once I finished priming the whole piece with 2 coats, okay, just creating the texture paint with baking soda. Some people use sea salt, but I didn't have it on hand, and I'm trying to use everything I have on hand. So here's what it looks like. I just stipple it on. That way I create as much texture as I possibly can. Now I don't have as much texture as I would have if I would have used the sea salt mixture that they sell out there. But I am happy with how this turned out. I think it's a subtle texture, so I'm adding it all in the bottom line just to cover up that wood filler that turned out horribly, but it did the job. So, and then I'm just going in a little bit up just to make it blend somehow. This was fairly easy. I don't have a recipe. Just add as much baking soda as you would like, and until you're happy with the texture of the actual paint itself. And I think this worked great, and I think it covered up what needed to be covered up. So yeah. Okay, and now I'm just painting here with Dixie Belle color Caviar. I think it's their Blackest Black. I do really like how it looks. I used to use Waverly in the color Jet. I think it's also their black, and it's super black, and I really like it. However, it's acrylic based, which I didn't know, even though it says it on the bottle. But anyways, we're not going there. Now I'm going in with Cherry Picked by DIY Paint. This is a very like maroonish purple, even though it doesn't look like it here because I am having trouble with lighting for some reason. I don't know. I live in Florida and the weather has been crazy, which means the sun comes in and out, and then I get cool tones and then warm tones, and then it just never looks the way it looked like in real life. So this is my first time blending out DIY paint with another paint brand. So yeah, I think it did a really nice job. I'm also trying out Paint Couture, which is a whole different type of base. So you're gonna see that here shortly. Okay, now I'm going in with Paint Couture in the color Plums and Roses here. It's a really pretty purple, and I thought it was gonna go great with the Cherry Pick by DIY Paint. I believe I was told it's mineral based and it has a built-in sealer, so this would have been great. However, I kind of knew that I wasn't going to be able to blend them out together, although I think I did a pretty good job, at least with the DIY Paint and the Paint Couture. So you're gonna see here shortly. This is just the first coat, so I'm not worried about blending at this point. I'm just getting the paint on there. I will say though, Paint Couture, I really like it. I think by itself and with it itself, it's really good. And this is how I store my brushes after I use them. So yeah. All right, and now I'm going in with Paint Couture Kale Sprouts. It's an even lighter purple shade, and it's so pretty. It's kind of like French Millionaire from DIY Paint. I think I said that wrong.
Okay, so the Paint Couture is drying up really nice. It's only been about 5 minutes or so. So these two are Paint Couture. This is DIY Paint, and that's Dixie Belle down there. So this is what it's looking so far, and it's drying up very nice. There's only one wet spot right there, which you can barely tell. It's right there. But other than that, it's pretty dry, and it's only been 5 minutes. So I'm going in with that one coat.
Okay, and now for the top, I'm just going in with Tea Rose by Dixie Belle. This is my all-time favorite pink until shown otherwise, and now I'm going in with the blending part of this. So I'm just misting it, and I'm adding more of the Cherry Picked and the Caviar, and now I'm just gonna blend them together with the Paint Pixie Caddie Brush. It's really soft, and it's great for blending, and I love it. It is my all-time favorite. And here I'm just using Cristana by Bella Renovari blending technique, which is you basically go all over the place. And I haven't mastered it, but it works. So go check her out if you really are into blending and don't know where to start. She does amazing at explaining it. But yeah, here I'm just doing the same thing. I kind of wanted it to go all over. As you can see here, you can see a little bit better of the color once it's dry, but again, it's Florida, so I can never get this right. But look at that blending. Look at it, look at it, look at it. Now I am blending Paint Couture with DIY Paint. Now, Paint Couture has a built-in sealer, so common sense would have told me that this was not going to work out. It did look fairly well until this point. It wasn't what I wanted, it wasn't what I was expecting, and it didn't look horrible, but I just wasn't feeling it. This is where I was like, no, I'm not doing this. One, I think I was just way too close to the edge, so it was kind of hard. But with the Dixie Belle and the Paint Couture, it was just a whole different story as far as blending. And this is how it looked. So I decided to just go over it with DIY Paint and mix it in with the Dixie Belle, and it blended better, just because it wasn't competing with that top coat. So I think it did a better job with it. Okay, and now I'm going in with DIY Paint's clear wax. I always let my pieces dry for at least overnight, maybe not 24 hours, but at least overnight, just so that the paint can cure a little bit, and so when I add anything to it, the paint doesn't reactivate. So here you can see how the wax enriches the color and deepens it, and right now the cherry picked is looking black, and I was like, oh my god, what did I do? But I let it sit. I do let the wax sit overnight. Again, maybe not 24 hours, but overnight, and then I buff it out, and then the next day, even like a few minutes later, once the wax was like air drying, it was coming back to its natural color. So I was good. But I'm really enjoying waxing over anything else. And this is how my week has been going. Ready? Yeah, that's how I feel. So I love this. Look how it transitions. What? But see, it looks black, but worry not. It'll come back to its original color. And yeah, there's nothing to say right now. I'm just waxing. All right. Here you can see a little bit better how the wax just transforms everything and how it enriches the color. Here you can't really tell with the tea rose, but at least it's sealed. But you can tell a little bit how it looks after, once you seal it and whatnot. I could watch this all day, even though it like freaks me out. Because you never know how it's gonna turn out. But once you buff it, you're all good. So I'm really loving this mesh thing on the door. I'm gonna leave it linked in the description box just because it works. No wasps, no mosquitoes. All right, and this is it for part 1 of this makeover, because it's massive and I'm taking care of my grandma, and I've got apparently ADHD paralysis, so it's taken me a really long time just to get this going. So I really enjoyed it. I'm lying, I didn't enjoy the bottom part, and I think you understand why. I am so bummed that I could not blend very well the Paint Couture and Dixie Belle. It did blend fairly well with DIY Paint, but I still didn't like how it looked, so I said no, we're not doing that. Got fabric from Joann Fabrics, and I think I'm gonna use that for here. I'm still not sure, I'm still debating. It's like a cream white. Now I need help with the inside. I don't want to leave it brown. I think it's too dark, and I think something lighter would do. I have an idea, so I hope you enjoyed this this makeover. Remember, it's part 1. Be patient with me for part 2, and follow me along on Instagram or Facebook, and then we can chit chat about it. Yeah, I love it. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you on the next one, loves. Thank you so much. Bye.